in the community colleges in California. That's where all the black and brown students are. You know, they're not really at the Stanfords or the UCLAs, you know, the way that we may think when we watch college football or college basketball on the weekends, right? In the classrooms, they're just not there. They're really in the community colleges. And then, you know, the more I've studied the community college and the more I've researched and been in depth in it, the California Community College, which I've come to find out, has the most African-American male students of any college system in the United States, even more so than the black colleges, right? So, you know, I want to impact the black community and black culture and black thought and critical thought. And so the community college offers me that opportunity. In addition to, you know, black thought, I want to impact people. And so it's a way for me to teach, a way for me to still make my impact. And it's really offered me a great, you know, career so far. So I'm a lifelong educator, man. As I mentioned, I started volunteering, then I started working in the K through 12, you know, elementary and high school system first and got my feet wet. But then when I, you know, got a taste of that community college opportunity, and again, this was in 2005, man, it hooked me. And it's been on ever since. So, you know, yeah, long history of educators in the family, long history of entrepreneurs in the family. And I'm just doing a little bit of a mixture of both, you know?
Good. Now, so two things come to mind when you say that to me. So that just shows me how important is it for us to have like models of possibility in our family.
Absolutely.
Because when you see people in your family doing certain things, it doesn't seem out of reach anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, because you mentioned the educators in your family, you mentioned the other professor that you knew, you know, so this is not a person that is just teaching you at a school, but it's a professor you know. So I'm sure that's even making you feel like, well, you know what, if he can do it, I'm sure I can too. So having success in our proximity, regardless of the levels of success in our proximity, can definitely be beneficial to us. Another thing I want to ask you, how do you, as it relates to you in like a black student, because I'm sure, you know, as we know, teachers have an impact on us, has had an impact on all of us, regardless of the race of the teacher. But being that we are black, have you seen like just you being there for like a black student, have you seen them respond to you differently? Or you know, how do you think that dynamic has helped you, or what have you seen with that?
Well, that dynamic has been there since I got in the classroom, for sure. You know, teaching black students and being black myself, we share a connection just in terms of experiences for a lot of, you know, in a lot of cases. Yeah. But then also I get a lot of students who really turn to me and look for me for advice. And as I mentioned, when I started off like in 2005 and 2006, 2007, you know, I was still young. I was 25, 26 myself. So maybe my advice wasn't always the greatest. And maybe because there wasn't a huge age separation, you know, it was kind of easy to get caught up in, I guess, being friends, so to speak. Now, as I've matured in the profession and developed myself and my self-confidence and my identity as a professor and a role model leader, you know, because that comes with the job, whether it's in my job description or not. You know, these youngsters are looking up to me. No doubt about that. So, you know, that comes with my, I understand that responsibility. And so, again, now kind of, you know, 15 years in, I can understand a little bit more, and my rapport and relationship with students is just as important as teaching them, building a relationship with them, because for black students and black and brown students and first generation and, you know, students who have had a history of negative experiences, particularly in the public schools, when they come in with a lot of distrust and mistrust and a lot of, you know, a lot of self-doubt. And so to be able to inspire or to be able to motivate these young people to become and achieve what they want to become and achieve, relationship building is key in that. It's paramount. It's paramount, you know, especially for these young black boys or young black men, because again, it's just, you know, we're stereotyped and pigeonholed into only being an athlete or only being a class clown or a cut up, a troublemaker, you know, and sometimes we play into that. But if I can tell you, or somebody can show you, man, hey, you're greater than that. Your purpose is greater than that. you are more than that. You know, man, to have somebody say that to you, but to also to have somebody say it and mean it and be able to show you, like, this is how I see you developing and this is where you could be. I think there's nothing more powerful than that. So that's why having Black men in the classroom is so impactful, you know, because it gives that impression, it gives that image that, hey, it provides an imagery that, hey, you know what, we really can do a number of different things and we can be in positions of leadership. And, you know, it's not just on the football field or on the basketball court. We can do it in all aspects, you know.
Definitely. Now, something else I just thought of here. What's your thoughts on the junior college route to a university? Do you see a difference either or opposed to a kid? Because I've heard, I've seen some reports where kids say, I'm going to go to junior college, save some money up, and just transfer to the 4-year college. Or do you think just going, if you're going to go, just go for all 4 years? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, since being, an academic in the community college, has changed considerably. I would say for all parents, Black, white, green, orange, make sure that your child, I don't care, if they're a genius or I don't care if they're just struggling to get by, make sure your child is exposed to the community colleges here in California or community colleges wherever you are in whatever state that you're in. And I say that for these reasons. The community colleges provide a lower stakes opportunity, particularly in terms of price, for young people to get acclimated into what college life is supposed to be about and what the expectations of college life is and are. Mm-hmm. The community college also offers the opportunity for students to get, in a lot of cases, more personalized attention, lower class numbers. The teachers tend to typically know students by name, and they're not a number. You're not in a class of 200 and 300 like I've seen in some of these universities. No, you're in a class of maybe 30, 40, and in some larger cases, maybe 50. But, it's lower stakes, it's greater opportunity, and community college is not the 14th grade. Man, this is, is rigor. There's preparation. There's all these different programs that are there to support you and help you transfer within your 2.5, 3 years as you're supposed to. I've seen a lot of people, or a lot of young people, go off to the 4-year college, and some have done well, but a lot don't. It's an adjustment period for a lot of young people. And for a lot of us, it's the first time we've seen you where you left the comfort of mom and dad's house. Mm-hmm. And who knows what that brings. Sometimes that can open up a whole another can of worms, So I'm not saying don't go to a 4-year opportunity if you have the opportunity. Don't go to a 4-year. I'm not suggesting that, but I am suggesting that each and every parent listening to Melanated Fathers podcast make sure that starting at junior year, you show your student, you show your son or your daughter, your niece, your nephew, the opportunities that lie in the community college. And normally community college is right in the community, it's right in the neighborhood. So, I'm a proponent now of the community college, man, and I would encourage every parent to get a year and a half, 2 years of their students' college experience at the community college now.
Very interesting, because I was thinking that just looking at the layout and everything you're saying about it makes sense, because it is a big leap. And I was, until you said that, I kind of had the mentality that a junior college was like 14th grade.
Right.
But you're saying they get the stuff they need at that level, so when they go to a 4-year, they'll be prepared.
Yeah, more prepared. And statistically, it's shown that students who get the preparation at the community college, when they go to the 4-year, they do better. I can't quote the exact article, but I just read something last week or two that shows, man, you prepare at the community college and you do better in terms of transfer to your 4-year institution. And just like you mentioned, I thought community college was the 14th grade. I was fortunate to be able to go to a 4-year university straight out of high school. And I turned my nose up at the community college, like, nah, absolutely not. I'm smarter than that. I'm better than that. All these different things, because the community college had a stigma at that point in time. Yeah. I mean, and the stigma was that, you know, it's just a continuation of high school. And now being in it, I know that is not the case. You know, being in it on the professor side and on the academic side, I know that's not the case. And the reputation, especially in the California community colleges, of academic preparation and social emotional preparation for these students is continuing to improve and increase. So, yeah, I'm a big supporter of the community college, and I actually went back to community college myself and earned a certificate, you know, recently, 2016, 2017. So I'm not just saying it to say it. I'm saying it because I work in there, but I'm also saying it because I took some classes